Grow 'em Big with Steve Bartilla. Brought to you by Huntworth and these other fine sponsors.
One of the biggest myths in all this stuff, and quite honestly it drives me a bit batty, is that if you don't have deep pockets and sprawling acres, there's no way you can do this, any type of management stuff. It's like spitting in the ocean and believing you rose the sea levels, and it's just such a way. It's all those spoiled guys. It's got every. The reason it drives me so nuts is, feel free to go about the spoiled people. Heck, I'm one of them. I probably deserve it. But do not believe the BS that if you don't have deep pockets and sprawling acres, this isn't worth it. Quite honestly, Robbie, correct me if I'm wrong. If you got 5,000 acres and $8 million, you don't need help.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
If you got 15 acres, now you do.
Yep.
Because your margin for error is so much. I am spoiled. I've had the privilege of managing a 5,000 acre contiguous chunk of dirt. Trust me, I couldn't ruin that if I did everything I could to try to ruin it. We're on a 17-acre property right here. I could ruin that in a day.
You're right. Absolutely.
So, here's my question to you, Robbie. How can we food plot for it? There's a whole bunch of people that don't have a tractor.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of people that don't have an ATV that can pull a Furminator.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of people that don't have anything but a chainsaw and a rake.
Yep.
How do they food plot? Or is it even worth their time?
They can do it the exact same way that I started out 38 years ago, and I still do it to this day on a lot of it. You can do a lot with a steel rake, a pump-up sprayer, and a hand broadcaster bag. You can plant the most beautiful food plot you've ever seen that way, just like you can with a Furminator.
Are we cash cropping when it comes to this type of
Absolutely
stuff?
not.
So do we have to have a plot that doesn't have a weed, doesn't have a stump, no.
Nope.
What are we doing?
We're feeding deer. Feeding and attracting deer. Wildlife.
Do deer ever eat weeds?
Absolutely. That's what they thrive on. Yes. Yep.
Huh. So it's not the end of the world. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
We all want that pristinely clean plot. But don't worry if you got, oftentimes when I'm clearing an area, I cut stumps about at neck level. Mm-hmm. I do it for a couple. That's going to let in a whole bunch more light.
Yes.
By getting rid of all that. And now, oh man, you want to hang licking branches?
Yeah.
You get a couple nails, boom, 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 done.
They're done. Yep.
And they feel more comfortable because, remember, I stand 5'10" and a half off the ground. You probably go 6'1", 6'2".
Yep.
Whitetail's world's right here.
Yep.
They're looking at things. So when that stump is cut here, that's beautiful cover for them. It doesn't have to be pristine. We don't even, I've used tillers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you do, be prepared to lay in bed and feel like your arms are shaking all night long.
Yep.
But I've used tillers, I've used rake. Just be creative. There is nothing saying you have to have a tractor. There's nothing saying you have. You don't need. I've put in plots without even having hand seeders.
Yep.
You can go like this.
And throw it. Yep.
Be creative. There's all sorts of ways to create food plots, and you don't even have to plant seeds to create food plots. That chainsaw.
Right.
If you own a chainsaw, if you are comfortable with it, follow all chainsaw safety rules, you can create a living smorgasbord food plot right any darn place you want within those trees.
Yep.
Final thoughts brought to you by Huntworth.
As I've said more than once already, Robbie, the thing that drives me nuts is that we've sold the public on the idea that if you don't have cash to burn and acres to spare, this stuff is a waste.
Nope.
And that could not be anywhere more baloney.
Exactly.
The truth of the matter is the smaller The less land you got, the less your margin for error, and the more this type of stuff matters. And you don't need big equipment. You can go out there and do it with nothing more than a dang rake.
Yep.
Chainsaw or handsaw comes in handy an awful lot. Thanks,
Absolutely.
bud.
You're welcome.